What's going on, guys? Bob Roche from RocheTechnology.com here with some pretty exciting news regarding the Mac Pro, some GPU news, some Hackintosh news. It's one thing, but it's kind of all of those in one. And so I'm going to get right into it by starting off with saying that the Mac Pro, as I'm sure most of you know, and if you built a Hackintosh, probably the main reason you built a Hackintosh is that the Mac Pro is kind of a dinosaur nowadays. Nothing really has come out for it in a long time from Apple or third-party manufacturers. Well, today I'm very excited and glad to finally announce that someone has finally took the initiative to come up with a recent GPU for the Mac Pro. And by recent, I mean an AMD Radeon HD 7950. Now, in case you guys don't know, 10.8.3 just came out about a week ago today. I think about exactly a week ago today. And that has some support for some AMD 7000 series cards. Not all of them will work on the Hackintosh. It's still very experimental at this point. However, this is good news because this is for a legitimate Mac Pro. As you can see right here, it even says Mac Edition. So you can put this guy in a legitimate Mac Pro. And what's cool about this is that there's a switch on it that can change the EFI to work with a Mac Pro. Or this can work in a regular PC as well, just, running Windows, etc., etc. So I think this is very good news that not only someone is taking the initiative to finally get something out there for the Mac Pro, but also that this, kind of further hints at maybe other 79 or 7000 series cards being supported within OS X just right out of the box. So let's go ahead and have a look at this guy. As you can see right here, this thing sports 3 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory. So that's freaking awesome. And as you can see, you're going to pay for that. I mean, $500 for a card is a pretty high-end card. And on the NVIDIA side, you can get like a GTX 680 for that. But what I like about this card, and this card isn't for everybody, but the way I look at this card is that I don't use a Premiere workflow. As much as I wanted to get into it a little bit ago with some After Effects and stuff, I'm very comfortable with Final Cut Pro. I don't really need all the CUDA cores that NVIDIA cards pack, so that's why I'm really gravitating towards a card like this because say for example now I'm going to compare a GTX 680 with this 7950. The GTX 680 sports all those CUDA cores, but if you're not really going to use them, then they're just sitting there idling, just doing nothing. Kind of a waste. But with this, if I pick a card like this, I'm getting an additional gigabyte of memory. So, and the main reason here, I'm just going to show you guys right now. I'm thinking ahead here, and I don't plan on getting this card anytime soon because, well, it's kind of empty. But this right here is a big deal for me. If you guys have been looking for a good GPU for, say, an Apple Cinema display, you would know that your options right now are very limited. There's only one card I know of that has a fully functioning dual mini DisplayPort configuration on the Hackintosh, and that's an AMD Radeon HD 6870 from Gigabyte. All the other cards either don't have too many display ports, they might have one, or they just don't work at all. So this is big news because eventually I would really like to replace my dual 24-inch Asus displays with 2 Apple 27-inch Cinema displays. I think that'd be a dream setup, and a card like this, I assume since this is for a Mac Pro, these will likely, actually very likely, have no problem working even on a Hackintosh system. So this right here is a beautiful thing for me. So this really opens up the range of cards that, and that's what the big thing about this is that this, I feel, is kind of going to kick everything off. I think that now that Sapphire has gotten the ball rolling with a actual good third-party card for the Mac Pro, and I assume will work perfectly out of the box in a Hackintosh, that maybe other manufacturers will follow. Maybe we'll see other Radeon HD 7000 series cards for the legitimate Mac Pro from, say, Gigabyte, or any of these other companies like MSI, etc., etc. So I think this is very good news. But like I said, not only for legitimate Mac Pro users, but also for Hackintosh users, because this card can work, like I said, in both real Macs and PCs alike. So this should have no problem working with OS X. Like I said, very good news. Not everyone is going to use a Final Cut workflow like I do. Not everyone wants the dual cinema displays like I do. But for people like me, I think this is going to be the way to go, rather than get like a GTX 670 or a 680 and kind of not use those CUDA cores. I like the way my workflow is. I really want to have those dual cinema displays. I think this is going to be a great card. So be sure to let me know what you guys think about this card down below in the comments. I'm really eager to hear what you guys think, what we might be seeing in the next coming months from other manufacturers, from Sapphire, etc., etc. Maybe we'll these, actually, no, let's have a look. I think this actually comes with a disk that you actually have to install the drivers. That's something that I'm not quite sure of. Yeah, so as you can see here, there's actually a disk. So the driver for this card is not built into OS 10. At least I don't think so. I know the 10.8.3 update does mention something about the drivers. There are a couple cards that are experimental that are working on and off. But as far as this card goes, I do believe you need the software. But maybe when 10.8.3, like an update, or 10.8.4 comes out, then maybe these drivers will be baked right into the OS. So be sure to let me know what you guys think. I'm at CPU Kid on Twitter. Also be sure to check out RocheTechnology.com. I hope to see you guys back here soon.